Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Good Shabbos, good Shabbos, good Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom. So, question. Do trees sing? Do trees sing? I love that answer. I think that I should explain why I asked the question. So I thought, wouldn't it be nice to be able to, in this drosha, string together the fact that it is Shabbat Shirah, the Sabbath of song, and the song specifically is the song that Moses and Miriam, the Israelites, sang on the other side of the Yam Suf, of the Sea of Reeds. We'll be chanting that tomorrow morning, singing the song that was sung 3,500 years ago. And so not only is the Shabbat B'Shalach, the Torah portion, it's known as Shabbat Shirah, the Sabbath of song. So wouldn't it be beautiful to string together the fact that it is Shabbat Shirah and also Tu BiShvat on Sunday? Some of you will be joining us in Babylon's turn, and Rabbi Malcolm will be walking us around the garden and looking at the connection that we have there in Babylon's turn with Judaism of the past 4,000 years through plants. So that's why the question. So I wondered if trees sang. Then I thought about the fact that when the wind blows, you can sort of hear the sound of trees, the leaves rustling. Is that the sound of trees singing? I also know from a walk through whatever that garden is called on the side of Main Road in Claremont, where they have those beautiful trees. Thank you, Arden Gardens. Those posters that explain to you how trees connect to each other through their roots, even miles away. So trees are singing to each other in my imagination. But maybe I'll do each and we'll see where we'll do the song and we'll do the trees and we'll see if we can connect them up. So song. Shabbat Chesed is so much built on music, and music is so powerful. Prayer, when we speak prayer or we think prayer, has a certain resonance. When we sing prayer, when there's a nigun, when there's a melody, it has another level of elevation. The Baal Shem Tov tells this story of a king who loved this nigun so much. And he had the most gifted musician who could play it the most beautifully that he'd ever heard. And so the king would demand every day, sometimes 3 or 4 or 5 times a day, play the nigun again, play the nigun again, play the nigun again. After a while, the king noticed that the musician was getting a bit jaded and wasn't enjoying playing the nigun so much anymore. So the king gathered his advisors and they came up with an idea. And they explained to the musician the next day that there was someone here in the court who had never heard that nigun before. And so the musician, excited by this new person that they'd brought in from the market, played the nigun with renewed fervor. And it was beautiful. And the next day they brought someone else from the market. And the next day, and so it was that the nigun was revived and was played to the level of satisfaction of the king. But even so, after a number of days, it was impossible to find someone new from the market that they hadn't found before and that the musician wouldn't recognize, oh, this person's heard the nigun before. And so the king gathered the advisors together and they came up with a brilliant idea. We'll blindfold the musician. And we'll tell the musician that the person that's there has never heard the nigun before. And this is what they did. And that's where the story ends, as these Chassidic stories do, leaving you to make up your mind and understand what you can of the melody. But I suppose what I take from the story, in terms of Shabbat Chesed, is that we can play a melody that we've been doing. How long have we been doing Shabbat Chesed? How many years? 16 years. For 16 years, you can play a melody that's been played for 16 years, and many of the melodies that we play go back 100 or 200 or potentially hundreds of years. You can play it, and it can feel like the first time because of not what is happening outside, but what is happening inside. what is happening to you at the moment that you're hearing it or singing it. So Chassidim famously will sing a nigun, for the same nigun, for tens of minutes or an hour, as a way of focusing the mind, of being able to go deeper and deeper into levels of prayer and trance. This is the power of music. So, and I know that I wanted to teach one other piece, and I can't remember what it was, so now I'm going to see if I did magically write it down. That's what I did. Okay, so I wanted to connect back to this song. So Shirat Hayam, the song, begins, Az Yashir Moshe Uvenei Yisrael. And so sang Moses and the children of Israel this song at the shores of the Yam Suf, the Sea of Reeds, as the waters closed, and they realized that finally they were free from Pharaoh and the armies. So the Shnei Luchot HaBrit, Chassidic Rebbe Isaiah Horowitz, makes a drosha on this to say, if you look at the grammar Az Yashir Moshe, which is correctly translated, and so Moses sang, Moses and the Israelites sang, you can also translate Yashir as he will sing. And so Moses will sing. But what does that mean? Moses died 3,500 years ago. How is it that Moses will sing? Well, of course, it's referring to the next world. It's referring to the end of days, to the Messianic age. Moshiach will come and Moses will sing the song once again. So the Shnei Luchot HaBrit brings this interesting idea, which is to say that the children of Israel experienced the miracle and then they sang. But he says in the time to come, they won't need a miracle. They'll sing before the miracle. And he says this is the job of the chassid, is not to wait for the miracle and then sing. The job of the chassid is to sing so that there will be a miracle. As Yashir Moshe, and so Moses will sing. As we sing, miracles happen. That's the power of music, to change and transform ourselves and the people around us who hear us singing. Just think how different you are when you're singing. So how does this all connect back to trees? I'm not fully sure. I don't know if trees sing. I like to feel that they do. And I would like to feel, since we are trees, as I mentioned earlier at the beginning of the service, there is a verse that says, Ki Adam etz hasadeh, a human being is a tree of the forest. And as I said, we are rooted, we have branches, we have fruit, and we sing. So if trees don't sing in a way that we can hear, we are trees who do. So let us be Chassidim this Shabbos on Shabbat Shirah. Let us sing and invite miracles to occur, because actually miracles occur all the time. They happen in small ways in front of us and around us. They happen on the news, and they happen in the world in places that we don't even know or see. Miracles happen all the time. So let's sing. So I want to bless us all this Shabbat Shirah, that our roots will go down and bring the beginning of that song, that it will rise up into us, that if we feel like, I feel like I've heard this nigun again, that we'll find a way of doing a machaya, of bringing new life to that nigun and making it feel like it is the first time. And as we sing, may we open our eyes afresh to the miracles that are all around us at every moment and every time. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Good Shabbos.